Curtis, D.I. Wire.
DI Wires, man. Welcome today. Special guest in the DI Wire stage. I'm joined here by AJ McQueen. First of all, how you doing before I get into this
Blessed,
introduction?
bro. I'm glad to be here, man. I woke up with gratitude. That's my anchor every day.
Yeah.
Gratitude, man. I don't care what happened. I'm glad to be here. You know what I'm saying? So truly,
Is it a gratitude practice or is it something that just comes natural at this point?
it's a practice. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'm not gonna get on here and lie and say it come natural. You know what I'm saying? Complaining come natural.
Yeah.
You heard me? Complaining, just you ain't got enough. Come natural. The idea of, I ate last night, but I ain't eat what I want.
That
You know what I
part.
mean? Or I got stuff to do today, but not what I want. It come natural. I think that's just human nature. But the practice of gratitude has been my anchor for years now, and it's the first thing that my mind goes to subconsciously, but not, I wouldn't say naturally. But.
So the official intro, DI Wires. Today's guest is an artist who's lived life at a full volume and chose reflection over repetition. AJ McQueen is a St. Louis MC, poet, and storyteller whose music is rooted in resilience, growth, and intention. From surviving the streets of Wellston, I said that right?
Yes,
Wellston?
sir. Wellston,
Okay.
yeah.
To building direct relationships with his audience, AJ represents what it means to evolve without losing your soul. Today we're talking origins, creative process, independence, responsibility, and rap and purpose. And I've been looking forward to this, man. I've been going into the AJ McQueen universe because
Man,
you
I'm
got
grateful,
you got your own Marvel universe.
Man, it's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Cultivated from the ground, truly.
Yeah, and you can tell there's certain artists that I've noticed, especially me being an artist for 20 years, that shout out to my friend Debbie Brown. She'll say that some people have an anointing on them. And you can tell, like, the conversations, no matter what question is asked, they're led by something that is a lot deeper than just
Yeah.
answering the question at
Yes,
hand.
sir.
My first one for you, though, before the accolades and platforms, who was AJ McQueen growing up in Wellston?
Oh man, and a dreamer, bro. An adventurer. Like I've always been. I used to. I used to have my friends were insects, bro. I remember I'm taking you all the way back before I made friends in the neighborhood, and you know what I'm saying, like outside, like going outside my front door. Like I used to make mud pies, bro. Like I used to rally up the roly polies, bro.
Come on.
You heard me? You know what I'm saying? I used to be, you gotta enjoy your own company first, and it's amazing how that was something that our childlike self understood, but as we got older, as adults, we lost the insight of you got to enjoy you first.
Right.
So me, I've always been a dreamer, man. Always been passionate about anything that I do. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been a natural born leader. I can honestly, truly, to my heart of hearts, say when I think back on my childhood, I've always been a leader. You know what I'm saying? I can go into any environment, and I don't want to say like lead in like a commanding or use my muscle, because I didn't have much as a child.
Right.
You heard me? But I think it was my passion. People used to see me and say, okay, he either know what he talking about
Right.
or he crazy. You heard me?
Maybe a little bit of both.
And either way, we need to follow him. You heard me? Because we don't know what's gonna happen, man. So that was me, truly.
Absolutely. I heard you in an interview. You said recently you were like, they were categorizing you, the interviewer, as a rapper, and you were like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm a writer first.
I'm a writer first.
So I had to rephrase this question. When did writing give you? What did writing give you that you weren't getting anywhere else at that time?
Man, bro. Oh man. Writing gave me I'm gonna say a voice, but because it's a pen, right? But a voice, literally, like a voice, a listener. Even though nobody was listening, but it's something about that pen and paper, bro.
It understands.
It understands everything, and it don't judge you. You heard me?
Yeah, it lets you get your shit off.
Yeah, you know what I mean, unapologetically. So that and just a release, man, and a space to unlayer. Even as a child, I remember that, like, I was writing as early as 7, bro. Like, I'm talking about writing, like I'm like real writing. I mean, I didn't have much depth to me at 7, but at that time, anything I was passionate about, I would write it down. And because I was abused as a child, it saved my life, mentally. Like, it mentally saved my life because I didn't have no outlets. And, you know what I mean? And I had nobody to talk to because everybody was also involved in they had their stuff going on too. We was all kind of going through the same stuff. So writing, literally, you hear me, saved my life, truly.
Right. Yeah, I think that that part that you said, that piece about writing being something that gave you an ear. I remember coming up, that's how I get my name. When I was going to a middle school out here called Curtis Middle School, I was not somebody that was outgoing. Music was the furthest thing from my mind, but I knew I had a crush on a girl, and I said, I'm gonna write something.
Yeah.
This is what I would have said.
Yeah.
What I would have said is, and I think that was kind of my entrance into the idea that I could have these conversations that weren't interrupted. But writing is such a powerful thing, and that's why I encourage it to my audience of independent artists. Like, don't forget that you still have a personal writing journey in the midst of this music.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you write your journey. You know what I'm saying? Truly, right. In the Bible it says that we are made and I'm paraphrased, but we are God's workmanship. You know what I'm saying? That workmanship, if you translate that, it means poema. You know what I mean? So, and if you translate poema back to English, that's poem. So we are literally, you know what I'm saying, like a poem. We a poem that's continuously being written. You know what I mean? And when we realize that we have the power. Because when you come to maturity, knowledge of self and intellect, and you grasp your purpose and your gift, you now have the power now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so you have the power to write your own poem, to write your own story, truly.
Absolutely. AJ McQueen, what do you remember about your first song? And what did it reveal about you at that time?
It was trash. You know what I'm saying? Man,
haven't we all been there?
Man, I used to walk around the hood with my first chain was a silver chain, and for some reason I started naming myself King Bling, bro.
I mean, the time might be called for it.
Man, bro, I used to walk around the hood and I used to freak, because I was a battle rapper first.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
That's where these punchlines be coming from. Because
bro.
I hear it. I don't care what topic we talking about, self-reflection. If we talk about meditation, I say, I know a rapper when I hear one.
Punch.
You finna punch
I'm
still.
finna punch. So I was a battle rapper first, man. So you just go around the hood, and then I made my first song. I'm about to reveal my age, but I made my first song on a so we had two radios. Mm-hmm. One had the tape in it, and this is the one that it played the music. Then we had another tape, you heard me, and we had to record. So that recorded the music. So it played the beat on that one, record this one, boom. And I used to pass this one tape around the hood. You heard me? I used to get pissed off when somebody would keep my tape too long, man. But that's what I remember. Yeah. But even when I think back on it, it was still about what my music is now. You know what I'm saying? Like real life. I always rapped about real life. Like I've never wanted to fantasize about my life. You heard me? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I had moments like where I would attempt to lean into that, but naturally, I always talked about what was actually happening in my life and in my hood and in my family. You know.
If you showing your age, I'm showing my age then too, because I know that process of taking a tape, and every time you record to the next one, it loses a little bit more quality, a little bit more. Don't try to do no ad libs.
Don't try to add. It's over.
And I started in a group. It was me and a homie. I said, he would be like, "You sure you want to do ad? Is it worth sacrificing the whole song to get a few uns and ahs?"
Man,
I said, "Man, maybe it ain't." But I think that analog process is something that I learned from a lot of my shout out my dog Propaganda. He taught me the art of like brewing coffee and Propaganda.
Prop with the locks. He had the locks.
Yeah, that's my dog.
Prop.
Yeah, that's my dog.
Prop,
yeah, he been on this platform a few times.
Prop. Yeah,
and we worked on some music and all of that. But Propaganda taught me how to do the pour over.
That's dope.
Which I ain't know nothing about it. So I was like, what you mean I gotta measure coffee?
Yeah.
Like, I can't just put it in. But he was like, this slow down process is almost like a form of walking meditation in itself. And so I took that in mind and said, well, how can I apply that to the art? And I noticed that when I was the most angst about my art, that's when it didn't land. It didn't connect with people because I wasn't capturing the angst. I was trying to act normal in the middle of the angst, if that makes sense.
Facts, 100%. And that's the thing. I think the beauty of my process, you heard me, as a writer, as a creator, as a rapper, is I've learned the art of slowing down. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to a lot of my older music, I was trying to I was trying to prove something. I was trying to prove how much of a rapper I was. I was trying to prove, and for some reason we attach speed with proving. You know what I mean?
That's this era for sure,
right? Like speed. Okay, if I'm the fastest, and that's why I really resonate and with what Nip said and what Nip promoted was this idea of a marathon. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a race.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's about the one that endures, and that message is synonymous with where I'm at in my life, you know what I mean? And it hit me. I would be lying to say I've always thought like that. I didn't. At one point I was speed over quality. I was speed over everything. You know what I'm saying?
And this time period calls for speed, like social media, daily content, and when you delivering this project and your last project that's only 2 weeks old, people are looking at it like it's old.
Right. That's true. But the appreciation of said thing is they're not calculating the idea of appreciation. You hear me? I mean, my brethren was talking about an artist. I don't want to say the artist's name on this platform, but I'm talking about an artist that their method is to produce a lot of music, like a whole bunch, like a whole bunch of it. And we were talking, we was like, man, it can't be about the music.
No,
you heard me? And we was like, nah, it can't be about the music, and because there's no way to really appreciate, you know what I'm saying? And so if we look at anything in life, right? Music, family, friendship, relationship, speed with a woman.
Come on now.
I
said about the producer, because the producer community loved talking about, I made this beat in 15 minutes. I said, can you imagine like bragging to your first date? Like, give me 15 minutes. My speed is crazy.
Bro, cooking in 15 minutes? You cook this meal in 15 minutes.
With your soul.
With your soul. You did this in 15 minutes.
And you think you done.
And you think I'ma like it. You hear me? So there's really nowhere as we look at life, there's really nowhere that speed is gives you the quality and allows you the permission to step back from it and take it in, right? So I just got to a space maybe 4 years ago now, 3 years, where in my music, and not just my music, my everyday life, everything is about pace. I like slow mornings now.
Yeah.
But I understand how life works, so I wake up early. I wake up earlier to give myself permission to have a slow morning. Right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you prepare for it because you're right. The times are what the times are, right? You got, I don't have kids or wife yet, but when I have kids and a wife, I'm going to go into an understanding that my kid need me immediately. You know what I'm saying? My wife needs me immediately. So what I'm going to have to do is pivot, and as men especially, and men that are governed by something higher, what I teach in my music and what I show, through my message and everything is the ability to learn how to pivot and to acclimate, right? Like, because we can complain about the speed of something, or you can get ahead of it.
Yeah.
So when I do get married and have kids, I plan, and this is me talking. You heard me? I mean,
you telling that to a married man with a child, so I'm listening.
I get it. Hey, I've been you be surprised, man. I've been married before. I've raised kids before. I've been there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where I'm at currently, I understand the point of getting ahead of something. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with my music, my message, my relationships. I aim to be ahead. It don't always end that way.
Yeah, for sure.
But that is my goal. Yeah.
And this is kind of off of what I had prepared in terms of questions, but now that's got me thinking about, well, how do you strike the balance between preparing it and slowing it down, but then also catching these lightning in a bottle type of moments where a hook comes to you, or maybe you hear a beat and it's like, damn, I got this interview in an hour and I gotta kind of.
I think that's the beauty of it, though. I think that the beauty of the ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, we can aim for pace and we can aim. I don't think it's about balance at all, though. I think it's about harmony. You know what I'm saying? Because something harmonious, it's not a prisoner to a certain metric. I think something harmonious finds its rhythm. There's days where again, have been married before, raised kids before. There's times there's 50-50, there's times it's 60-40, there's times it's, I'm saying, it's 90-10, right? You pivot. I think there's beauty in the 90-10, because sometimes, You know what I'm saying? You
need
never
you.
know what right. You come
Yeah.
out of that, and so I think that with the music, back to the music, it's about for me having my pace. I'm a poet. I like to feel the music. You know what I mean? But I can point to songs that I made in 15 minutes, but when I talk to you about them, I can tell you what lacked. But I'm also tell you what I got out of that 15 though.
Facts. Yeah.
You heard me? So it's exhilarating, right? Like it's exhilarating. And I think that you have to give yourself permission to have that exhilaration. Nothing is linear. Nothing is conclusive. Everything is holistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nature don't move on our time clock, right?
You're right.
I ain't ever seen a tree grow in my life.
In my life.
In my life.
Yeah.
But shit,
I know it's growing.
it is definitely growing, right? So I think when we adapt that mindset with our creations, we'll see the beauty in all of it. You know what I mean? Like Lauryn Hill made one album, technically,
yeah.
right. One album technically. I grew
lifetime.
that for life.
Yeah.
It don't even matter.
Remember discovering that in middle school, and that was around the time that I was also discovering Sade, and I was discovering music that had the ability to change the temperature of the room, and that's when I knew this was beyond technicality. This was beyond what you can hear somebody lyrically do in that moment. I was like, no, that's when I started to feel.
That's when I
music.
started to feel facts.
Yeah.
Like that was the time that music hit me in my soul, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, that's what I aim to. That type of feel in my music.
You do that. Yeah.
I don't have a desire to make a million songs. You know what I mean? I mean, if it happens naturally,
Right.
but that's not what I'm chasing. I don't have a desire to do that. If it's gonna lessen the impact, the soul, the all that. Now, if you can find that groove, if you can find that, you know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. But I think that a lot of artists don't have that area of gifting to be able to put their soul in something,
Right.
but to mass produce it. Anything that's mass produced is losing its quality.
Immediately.
You know what I mean? That's why we don't like. That's our gripe with the food industry, right? So
and vehicles.
Right.
As soon as you drive them off the lot, they lose their value.
Yeah,
They've been mass produced for a reason.
right. So with music, you know what I mean? Like you losing your quality. So slow down.
Philosophical question about writing. Do you write to understand yourself, or do you understand yourself first and then write?
Do I write to understand myself, or do I understand myself to write?
Or do you understand yourself first and then write?
Right. Great. That's a proper question. You know, at Rastafari, we say, you know, more so like understanding, right? So I think that for me, and those words are two totally different words for me. I write to understand. I write to understand myself, but I understand that what I'm writing is a reflection of. It's going to reflect back to me, and it's going to help me understand myself.
Sure.
Right? Like certain songs, if I didn't get it out, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have gathered. I wouldn't have been able to. I needed to hear it, but in order for me to hear, I had to write it.
Yeah. You get them times when you listen back to a song and say, that song was really about trauma.
Bruh.
That song had nothing to do with the very specific people and things and events that I was talking about. The zoomed out point of view of this song is X, Y, and Z.
I wrote a song called "Same," bro, and I wrote it because I was trying to get my ex broke up with me. You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so. You know what I mean? I take my L like a man. You know what I'm saying? I take
Which
my
is
like
rare
a
in
man.
hip hop nowadays,
I take my L like a
man.
man, but I take my L like a man. You heard me? I can get into the nuance and all that, but I
Right.
take my L like a man. Right. But when I wrote the song, I was trying to get her back. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get her back. You know what I mean? I wrote that song from my heart, and you know it, whatever, right? But when I put the song out, you know what I mean? That song became like that song. People that got married to the song, engaged.
Crazy.
Men have so. I'm talking about thousands of messages from men and women saying, "Look, you've helped me articulate what I'm trying to say." Or a woman saying, "I ain't never heard a man say that." But when I wrote it, I was writing it for myself to her.
Right.
I wasn't thinking about y'all.
Right. But because of how personal you told that story, because of the things that are just general themes of it, people find their relation to it. You know, I knew that when, you know, shout out to one of my mentors, Glasses Malone. I'm like, this is a wise crib telling me like, I really rock with what you was doing on that Aticophobia album. And I'm like, not that I haven't been around people my entire life that I've seen in these particular lifestyles, but what is it that you relate to? And the bottom line was just you're telling your authentic story.
Bro.
Authenticity is the through line through it all.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about journaling, right? What role does journaling play in your creative life today? Because I've heard you talk about how you do journal.
Yeah.
As you kind of, but I don't know if that's necessarily something that you're doing in relation to your writing, but it is something that plays some kind of a role, I'm sure.
Yeah, a lot of my songs have come from journal entries, bro. Like a lot of the songs, like I didn't know it would be a song. I journal and I look back at it. I'm like, oh, let me put this to a beat or something. But journaling is powerful for me. My first journal entry for 2026 was January 6th of 2026. I journaled, you heard me, and then I flipped the pages. I flipped back to January, I think it was like 3rd of 2025.
Man,
you heard me.
Oh, so I know you didn't see a whole lot of.
And then I went to 2024.
Yeesh.
And just to see the growth of my own writing and my own expression and how I felt like, that's important because nobody's gonna tell your story like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And something as simple as journaling is so powerful. You know what I mean? My dad passed away 2016, and when he passed away, my sisters and I, you heard me, we went to, how you go get his stuff and kind of go through his stuff. He had a Bible there, so my sister gave me his Bible, which I'm very grateful for. And in his Bible, he was writing, right? Of course, he was reading it, but he was writing like in the seams of the scriptures and just different things. So he was journaling. Essentially, when I read it, it's more like a journal. And so, as a son, to get this and read it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It did something for me that nothing ever could have done. Yeah. And so, if you're not gonna journal for you, journal for those that come after you, but telling my story and not just that, giving myself permission to release. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm talking about, it's freeing, it's powerful. It keeps me from anger at times. It keeps me from
for sure,
from imploding. You hear me? And it's just it's that freedom of speech that we want the government to we want Babylon to respect our freedom of speech when you don't even respect your freedom of speech.
Wait a minute, I don't know if it's gonna. Somebody gonna have to tell the truth. You probably can't hear that right now, but somebody got to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it. Yeah.
You want everybody else to respect your freedom of speech, but you don't respect your own freedom of speech. You are not monitoring the inner conversation with yourself. You let them tell you that you can't talk to yourself because that's crazy. You let them tell you that you don't understand or understand you. You let them tell you that God's voice is always far from you, and you need this man to this man that can translate to God when you can talk to God your damn self. You heard me? You got to respect your own values and principles. So talk to yourself. You heard me? Talk to yourself. Your freedom of speech, your ability to hear your own voice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We let them tell us we crazy for having our own philosophies, man. All of us are philosophers, man. Yeah. All of us are philosophers, man.
There was a time period where those were the influencers of the day. What? Those are the ones and they walked amongst the people. That was the difference.
The mirror was created. The actual physical mirror was created. I don't know when. Yeah. But it was created. It was invented. But prior to the mirror, how was we seeing ourselves? Right? How was we seeing ourselves? The only way the philosophers of the time could see themselves was through the eyes of somebody else or a body of water. Right? That's it. We've gotten so far away, and now we be in the mirrors seeing ourselves, not really seeing ourselves.
Come on now,
you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
You gotta relax. You gotta relax. That this is the first half.
You
gotta relax.
That's just I don't know. It's flowing. That just flew out.
No, you're right. You're right though. You're not lying. You're not lying. And it's funny you said going back to pages in your journal. I got pages in my journal where I was like, Curtis, you was acting like a bitch.
I got some of those.
And I was like, I can't share this with nobody because I was just in that mode at that point, right? Are there pages that you protect because they're not meant to become songs in your journal?
I probably should, but I don't.
Spoken like a true artist.
You hear me? I ain't gonna lie, man. If I said it, I said it. You hear me?
I gotta stand on that.
You know, like, I mean, now granted, I don't necessarily like if it's on my spirit, if it's on my heart to let this fly, I'm let it fly. Like Same was a journal entry. I was writing to her way before a song ever came out.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it to her. You know what I mean? So the only way I felt like I could get it to her was by putting out a song. You know what I mean? And I probably, according to her, I probably did too much because she's like, damn, like what I'm saying, I heard people singing this song all over the world. I'm like, damn, I didn't mean I wasn't thinking that far out.
That's kind of a flex, though. Hey, my bad that everybody around the world is singing this song about you. It was not my intention.
Listen.
Sorry, baby girl, but.
Listen. See, I was going to say something. I can't say that on her.
No, don't
say
it.
But look, but I was going to, anyways, I'll tell you off camera. But listen, the point is, I don't, man. I trust myself.
Yeah.
I trust myself, bro, and I'm willing to be a man about it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Now, I'm all for protecting individuals, though. So let me say that.
Sure.
Like, if I write something in a journal and I got a name attached to it, what have you, you hear me? I'm not going to because you don't have to put nobody down to lift yourself up. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
absolutely.
so I don't need to say in detail this person's name or this person's or whatever. I can protect the identities of those, but I need to release. And that's why I told my bird, like my mom, when I wrote my Sorry Mom's Distracted, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause she originally, she was like, you telling like all this stuff, and you saying I was this and that, boy,
Yeah.
But we had a very, very, very good mom to son talk. Mom, these are my experiences.
Yeah.
You can't take this from me.
Big on the ownership.
These are
still
my experiences.
as a human being to human being. These are still, I gotta tell the truth.
I've released you. I forgive you. You did the best you could.
Right.
But you can't tell me what I didn't experience. You heard me? And so it was important that I put the album out. But nowhere in the album that I villainized my mom. You know what I'm saying?
That's the big part.
Yeah.
That's the big part.
Yeah.
And I had that same conversation with my mom. I'm like, she like, you out there telling all my business about at our poorest times? I'm like, but Mom.
Yeah.
Did it happen though? And last question I got about the creative process before we get into these independent DIYer questions is, what is a creative risk that you're proud you took, even if it didn't land, I guess, our version of commercially?
Creative. The poetic side of my music, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had, music's so subjective. So you got people that's like, man, I want you to, like, you from the streets, nigga. You done been shot before, nigga. You can talk about this street shit better than a lot of can. I can. Like, I'm never gonna go on no platform and say I was like, nigga, top. I heard drilling and sliding earlier. I was not. I'm a survivalist, bro. You know what I'm saying? But but I'm glad that I trusted I went deeper, because it was a lot of people that's like, bro, man, if you go in that bag and then you know what I'm saying, and then you bring them her, that's gonna do this. I'm like, nah, that's just not what I feel in my spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and me getting more into the vulnerability, you know what I mean, and authenticity, it was a risk. You hear me? Because some artists, especially men that come from the hood, and all the especially black men that come from the hood.
Sure.
Vulnerability.
What are we talking about?
So you walking a line.
Yeah.
You heard me? Because when have we ever seen a black man, you know what I'm saying, an artist so like vulnerable, but not, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean, like, not Bati, like, how when have we seen it in masculinity?
When have you been able to hear that vulnerability and not question that person's manhood?
That's hard. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You got what I'm saying. Like, when? I mean, Pac was, if people really pay attention,
Right.
go get his poetry book.
Oh yeah, real vulnerable. Especially you talking about the Rosa group from Concrete. Absolutely.
But you see, but what the industry and what those around him wanted him to be.
Right.
And again, so my creative risk was like, nah, I'm just finna shed on the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm finna talk about you. So you finna say what?
Yeah.
On the song?
Yeah.
You heard me? And again, my music ain't put in a box, so it ain't like, oh man, you could say that. It's Christian rap. Oh, you could say that. That's no. I'm in a lane of my own.
Right.
I'm saying this. I'm taking this risk to be vulnerable with strangers, to be authentic with strangers. I'm gonna let them put it in whatever box it go in, for wherever it resonates with them, cool. But I'm gonna take a risk and speak my heart. I'm glad I did it, because when I first did it, it was crickets. You know what I mean? I mean, my people, my tribe was like, yeah, like, man, that I feel that, but we the only ones.
Right.
I didn't know that the millions would start to feel that. I didn't know that when I put anxiety out, that it would break the internet and people be like, oh, you said, you know, you dealing with this depression, this and that. Now, I mean, everybody's doing. I'm not saying I'm the first, by the way, either.
Right.
I'm not saying that.
But you're acknowledging that it was at a time where it was not popular.
It was not popular. You know what I'm saying? Like mixing the vulnerability with the soul, with the authenticity and the consciousness, and again, not being put into a specific genre. It was hard to do. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to genre it so much. They like, man, but you hood, but you ain't hood enough for the hood, and you good, but you ain't good enough for the church. So where do we put your music in, brother? We don't even know what to call your music.
Right.
It's soul music. So I'm glad I trusted that, because years later, I think that there has been a mass movement of emotional intelligence in music that's coming up. People are talking more about their mental health. We're talking more about God. We're questioning things. People think life is about having answers. Life is about having the questions. Yeah. So we questioning things. We loving more. Men are loving their women. Men are growing. We evolving. And I like to say, whether people give me credit or not, that I have played a major role in the evolution of music by trusting myself.
Yeah, but I think, and I'm with you 1,000%, because I share the same sentiments when it comes to this conversation that's been happening recently about, you know, abandoning these streaming platforms and going direct to consumer. And I was out here catching strays because of what you mean leave streaming platform? What do you mean? You know, but the writing was on the wall, especially because I started off as an artist and a producer, got into the content space, and I merged them both together. And when I learned how to run a business, I came back to this, and I was like, looking at my peers in music, I'm like, dog, this is not running a business. We are supporting the Spotify's business model. We are the customer, thinking that we're partners, but we can't even get emails from our fans and data that we need. What does being an independent artist actually mean to you beyond ownership?
Full autonomy, literally full control, and the 100% power to chart your own destiny, like 100%. You want more people to listen to it? Do more. You want this? You know what I'm saying? Without having these barriers of like, man, I'm going hard. I know I'm doing this. I don't see whatever. You know what I mean? And being able to retain ownership so you can distribute ownership. Yeah. You know what I mean? To me, that's powerful. You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm able to know that, okay, I can, if I go as hard as I'm going, I'm able to retain it so I can give it away.
Right. You know, I have a large independent audience of independent artists and rappers, specifically rappers. And, you know, I ask this question respectfully, and you disclose whatever you want to. But outside of streaming, which obviously is not looking like it's about to pay anything more than 0.003, what are some streams of income that you generate as an independent artist outside of streaming?
Like you saying, what are the specific streams?
Just some of those, because I think a lot of people, they're transitioning from an exclusive streaming model, and they know some of the obvious, like merch and whatnot, but just for those who maybe not be informed.
Yeah. So you know, of course, like, you know, direct to consumer. So a lot of my music, my last album, the album before that, my mixtape, whatever, before I put that out to any streaming, all of it goes in. It's an in-house thing. It's direct to consumer. You know what I'm saying? My last project, I made over 10,000 before it ever even saw anybody. Before
slow down. Yeah, because I heard rumblings of a $1,900 purchase for an album.
Facts, 100% facts.
$1,900 for one singular.
100% facts.
I don't want to railroad your point, so I'm gonna let you land that. But I absolutely have a question about that.
It's over 10K for just the album. The album that the world's gonna get anyways. Yeah. But people, when you create a model and you bring people into your world and you allow people to express interest, allow fans to be fancy. When you go straight to streaming, you strip and the opportunity for people to actually be a fan. We keep doing it, right? So that album, over 10K. A mixtape. I got a mixtape out that's direct to consumer through even, and any I can drop a reel. It could be an old reel. I can recycle a reel, and you go look in them comments and you'll see mixtape, 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 and so they're getting an automatic response that sends the DM to them.
Come on,
the mixtape is purchased. So that. I think I haven't checked in a while, but I'm definitely have made probably over 18K on a mixtape.
Yeah,
off the music. So there's that. Of course, there's the merch. My tours, all the tours have been independent. You know what I mean? I just finished my last tour.
Hold on, sold out shows.
Yes,
yeah, that's what I hear.
You know what I'm saying? So the tour, and then it's a couple more. So how could I put this? There's merch, there's all other things, but Tony Robbins says something, and I can say it like this.
My guy.
He said we weren't created to manage circumstances. We are created to create. Then he talked about the different patterns that if you master these patterns, this is how you'll master business. It's how you'll master really like independence, even pattern creation, pattern utilization, and pattern recognition. I have mastered that. So when it comes down to streams or whatever, or these different things that I've mastered a pattern. You know what I mean? So so there's other artists that come to me, and again, I won't say their names on this platform, but I'm a marketer and a brander. People have paid me, so and I'm
to
trying
consult.
just to tell them. So there's a lot
I'm not surprised over here because I'm like, of course they knew because you have this thing. You have this thing down to a science.
Because I have mastered a pattern. See, as an independent artist, a DIY, when you master a pattern, people will pay you to teach them a pattern, and that's how we get to financial freedom. Like it's one thing from doing a podcast, but then if you ever get to a place like, okay, cool, I'm gonna teach y'all how to do a podcast. Now you the podcast. Now you teach the podcast. Now you off on the beach somewhere. You don't even have the podcast no more because you got the pattern utilization down packed. So it's a lot of those different things. But like I said, the basic things are not the basic things, but the things people know of: the merch, the music, the projects, the tours. But the teaching part is the next level of it all. Yeah,
and that is where I have been. That's where I've been the most active, I think, over the last 10 years is, ironically, Tony Robbins also said the secret to living is giving. And it took a minute for me to understand what value is outside of the stuff we've been exposed to, like the value meal. Everything that you associated with value was always like something cheap. And then I read a book called The Go Giver, and it really lined it up of, this is an exchange, a spiritual exchange, a universal exchange that happens that, once you give, this is something that the universe is, you're going to reciprocate.
Biblically, and I think a lot of us have heard that when they was about to do the offering in church, they said, they pull up the scripture, give and it shall be given unto you. But if we just stop right there, that's a principle. That has nothing to do with that ain't even got nothing to do with your faith.
Yeah,
it's a law. It's a law. It's a human nature thing. You give and it shall be given because it's an energetic thing. You know what I mean? It comes back. So a lot when we want to go to that next level. Whenever I study the grace and the people that accumulate so much, they give so much.
Yeah,
like what Nip was able to do. If you go realize how much he taught, how much he like this. We
got enough content for a lifetime.
That's what I'm saying. So people who want to break through and really understand how to be independent and how to achieve wealth, we know that it's about giving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because people are like, man, I'm trying to make this cheap. I'm trying to make this money. I'm trying to get rich. Give what? Your time. Give your resources. Give your knowledge. I have all them reels that people see that go viral. Those are for free. I get that.
Go deeper than that. The music that you've invested all this heart and all of this personalized messages that feel like you're talking to one person in the room, even if it's just talking to yourself. There's a reason these people are at your show sold out. There's a reason why. Even as I was watching the When We Evolve documentary, I see I've been on tours. I've done, hundreds and hundreds of shows, and I've seen when people are there because they're obligated, and when people are there because they're like, there's no place I'd rather be,
bro.
You competing as an artist with people's Netflix, with their time off from work. You're competing with their comfort when they choose to get that babysitter for them kids and come see you at a show,
bro.
On their own.
On their own, pay for the ticket.
Come on,
and it's not Pandemonium, right? It's more, it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the getting a babysitter, the standing in the line, the traveling. There's people that travel for my shows. The people that travel from all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Different countries, different states, to come to the show to see me perform for 1 hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's beautiful, and that is what I appreciate the most. But I see that as giving. I'm a giver first. The greatest among you shall be your servant. I'm a server of humanity, and that's why I believe that wealth is attached to me. You know what I'm saying? I just chose to do it in an independent way because I can't talk about liberation in my music without being liberated myself.
Come on,
I can't.
Hey, there's
I
so
can't.
many.
I can't, bro. To me, I cannot. The amount of the type of liberation I talk about.
Yeah.
Being free from Babylon.
Come on.
Being an independent thinker.
How could you not?
I have to exercise these things on my own.
Yeah.
As a man, I have to fast from things. I have to push things back. I gotta look at stuff and say, nah, man, I gotta sacrifice sleep. I gotta, not in like this word way of that, like that people attach like to accumulate ego and pride. No, bro. Like I know that it's gonna take more of me. You know what I'm saying? So through the music, I give away a lot, bro. Them reels, the remixes. In my mind, I'm looking at the long game. Okay, cool. I'm finna post this reel right now. Nothing's nothing's finna happen right here. There's not gonna be an immediate exchange. As soon as I push upload, money's not coming in my hand.
Right, and that's okay.
That's all right, because, and for those that, I got a lot of plants in my loft, so I love plants. I love the idea of gardening. For those that understand how it works, you put that seed in there, you water it. My tours. Part of the reason why my tours are like a lot of shows are sold out and I'm able to do these tours and know people are coming is because of what I do for free. It's not about what I charge for.
Yeah, that's powerful. Hey, yo, DIYer, if you're enjoying this content, please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps this video and this channel get discovered by new people. I appreciate you. Now back to the video. DIYers, I love interviews like this. He's making my job so easy right now. All I gotta do is just cut. It's just all amazing thoughts being shared. As we start to wind this up, man, because I know I want to be respectful of your time, and I appreciate you coming out here in person for this conversation. I got one last question about independence, and I want to get into a more complicated conversation to end this out. But in terms of being an independent artist, what responsibilities come with independence that artists don't talk about enough?
Yeah, man. Picking the right team. You know what I'm saying? That is very important. I had somebody in my documentary premiere in Houston. They asked about that, and I was telling them, you don't find your team; they find you, though. Right? You got to become all the things. You may not be the best at it, because you got to know what you're looking for as an independent. Because if not, when you're not independent, you get signed or whatever. They telling you they putting all the pieces around you, and they gonna take them away when you leave.
Right?
You hear me? You can
just like AI.
They taking away from you when you leave. Right? But independently, you got to become those things. Before I had a videographer, a graphic designer, assistant. I was all the things. I was sending emails. You know what I'm saying? Contacting you on the behalf of AJ McQueen. There was no
DIY type shit.
You know what I'm saying? Boom. I was a video editor. You know what I'm saying? It may not be my area of gifting.
Right.
Because I do want to respect those that are very gifted in these areas. But I had to do it. I had to learn it. And then as I grew as an independent, I'm like, okay, I need an assistant. I needed this. I need this. For me, my method's different than most. My team is created of people that I trust, not people who qualify.
Whew.
You know what I'm saying?
That's huge.
My people I trust, not people that are qualified. You know what I mean? Because if you know it, if you've become it, then you can teach it.
Right.
You heard me? And now I have people that have been around me for over 10 years that have seen me evolve through a different stage of my life. And it's the win feels so much better when I got them on my side versus somebody new who I don't know. So picking the right team, Making the right connections, you know what I mean, like in partnerships. That's important.
Yeah.
Because I'm at a place in my life where now I have sponsorship deals. I have companies that want to play ball. They want to get involved, right? But making the right decisions, because my message has to be clear, and I can't partner with an entity that would water my message or change my message of independence and liberation and all the things. So making the right connections, picking the right team, and knowing that if I don't create it, if I don't put out, nothing's coming in. And I think that's a hard thing for independence to understand. Like, you have to, some people look at entrepreneurship and independence and be like, man, I want to do that. That's easy. What?
These bags under my eyes ain't here for fashion.
Do you know how late I stay up?
And that's the part that I think that they don't understand, is that when you're giving advice like you're giving right now, this is delivered from someone who doesn't feel the necessity. Like, I don't have to, I get to.
Right.
And I worked, the other day I worked good 14 something hours in front of the computer, and I was like, but that's what I know. That's how I finished the job.
Right. Right.
It's not a matter of me. This is for nobody else except for almost like a dopamine spike, or not even dopamine, but like an urge inside. I have to get this done.
Yeah, and that's powerful. And this right here, this nugget right here is one of the most powerful things that I've had to learn, and I've mastered it, and it's helped my life. As an independent, you have to put to death the idea of instant gratification.
Yeah. It's going to be a long journey.
It's going to be a long journey, bro. Even if you go viral, even if you post something go viral, bro. I've, proud to say, I know how to go. I know how to turn. I know what's going to hit.
What we talking about?
It's the science. I know the science.
AJ McQueen in the building right now. What we talking about?
We going to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be clear, right? To make this more real for the listeners and the viewers. Viral is outside of your family and friends. So let me make it real, because I don't want people to think, oh man, I gotta hit 1 million views, 100,000 views.
Right.
No, outside of family and friends, when you got people talking, it's viral. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, but chasing that, because believe it or not, there's a lot of people that cannot get their music or their content, outside of the family friend loop.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So let's show respect to those that can. When you got 100 people, when you got whatever people, you know what I'm saying, that's it's bubbling. I tell people all the time, especially the independent, you don't need your whole following to support. You need 1%, brother, to support you monthly, and you won. Man. If you got 1,000 followers, if you got 1% of them supporting you monthly, you won. You monthly.
Come on, man.
If you got them either buying, coming to a show, you heard me, supporting your Patreon. You won. You can.
Because I mean, the original was 1,000 true fans, right? Where you get 1,000 of them paying 100, you're making $100,000 a year, which I don't care what people is making or thinking people supposed to be making. You don't bat your eyes at that.
You don't bat your eyes at that.
Like, you know what you can do.
Right,
with that.
And that's why I like to when I speak about independence in this industry and as a creative and as a thinker, I like to make it real. I don't like to talk so far from people.
Sure.
I want to make it real. Independence doesn't mean alone. You know what I mean? That's a book I'm working on as well. Don't nobody steal my title, because I am from the streets. I'll find you. But independence.
And he will use his video as evidence too. So I wish you would.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? Independence doesn't mean alone. It's the idea that I want to do it by myself. That's not what independence means.
Right.
It means that you are in control. You have control. You have power, but that doesn't mean alone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me, yes, I have control. Yes, I have power, but as I'm building my business, I know how to distribute equity. I know how to, you know what I'm saying, share. I know how to give. You know what I mean? So understanding that it's the main thing, but instant gratification got to go. You know what I'm saying? Once you let that go, you allow yourself to create freely, to flow freely. I remember when I was only getting paid chicken wings and fries for shows.
Drink tickets.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I just show my team a booking that came in the other day for $8K. Now for some people, and I'm not throwing all my stuff out there, but I'm gonna show you. For some people, for $8K, that's small. For some people, it's a lot. I won't tell you what it is for me, but what I will say is I can pick that up.
Yeah.
And not feel like, oh man, I gotta pay. I gotta
Yeah.
No, I can do that. And if I want to take something for 800, I could.
Yeah.
That's independence right there.
And it's
that's
also
power.
I be having to tell people on. That's also your business.
Yeah.
Like as I was kind of teaching independent artists and sharing my information and things that I'm finding out in real time, you'll get, it might be bots, but you get people randomly jumping up that are like, show us your Bandcamp numbers. And I said, the industry has conditioned you to believe, like, I said, bitch, this ain't the Epstein files.
Right. Show me your
disclose
Bandcamp.
your information. Like, shut up.
Yeah, nah, man. It's so much freedom and independence, man. It's so much freedom, and it's power in it. But you got to know that it's gonna be work. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when you accept that, there's gonna be work. It's gonna be late hours. It's gonna be early mornings. You gotta put your own money up. Everything that you see me do, I put my own money first.
Yeah.
But we make a return though, for sure.
So let me bring this home because I definitely want to set some of these conversations up for maybe another time we get a chance to chop it up. But this is something that really stood out to me because you guys got to definitely go check out the When We Evolve documentary. It's a really good introduction if this is your first time, if you haven't heard music by AJ McQueen, if you just want to get an idea of this, the philosophy, the spirituality, the behind the scenes of the shows, like this is a really good way to kind of usher yourself into his Marvel universe. One thing I noticed though, and we talked about it off camera, for somebody whose platform, I guess on YouTube in the earlier years was like majority dudes, and I was trying my best to like balance this out and find the harmony. It has shifted, especially after doing content about the culture and the battle of 2024. And it's so many more women here, and I'm so grateful because they make the conversation so much different here, and I'm grateful for every one of them.
Yes.
I'm watching one of your meet and greets, and I see this camera angle. I said, it's a lot of women in there, a lot of beautiful black women here, and I'm like, and they excited to see you. I mean, you just, you're very humble in everything that you're talking about, but they're genuinely there and they're tapped in, and it sparked an idea because I put up a tweet the other day that said, if you're an artist, an independent artist who is saying, I'm making this record for the ladies, a good litmus test is to find a woman that you actually respect and run it by her and see what her thoughts, what her woman's perspective is. And I think a lot of men miss out on that. I said, if you getting some of these red pill and incel dudes cheering you on, you might have missed the assignment.
Missing.
What I love about the way that you approach this is that you're keeping that in mind of the respect of women. You're keeping it in mind of how this is going to land and how balanced these conversations need to be. You know, I wanted to ask you about that. Rap has a complicated relationship at times with women. How do you personally navigate that as a man and an artist?
Man, bro, that's a powerful question. This answer may be like around like this. I don't know what
That's all good.
But I'm gonna bring it here. I said in one of my songs. I don't know if it's an album song, but it was something. I said, I told her I'll do anything for her. She said, heal for me. And the reason I start with that is because what I found out about women on my journey, you know, and it's been a journey indeed. And I'm still learning, I'm still evolving, but to really reach the women as a man, to really reach the women, you gotta reach yourself.
That's why y'all be putting MMM in the comments. He say shit like that. Break that down for me.
You gotta.
I put a video up by you, ladies. I said I almost got the garden hose. I'm like, y'all need to relax. That man said he said AJ McQueen. I'm
Bro,
just playing
crazy,
with my lady DIYers. But no, continue.
Listen,
like, what is that about?
They don't tell you like. And again, once you post this or whatever, and we clip this, every woman, let's look at the comments after this.
Easy.
In order to reach them, you got to reach yourself. I didn't learn. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say I've always learned this. I wish I would have. This is something I wish I would have knew.
Right.
But this is what I teach it now when I show it in my music. Actually getting them, because the idea of what I've been able to create is the a surety and a confidence within myself first, the safety within myself. I can't be safe for a woman if I'm not safe within myself. How? You know what I'm saying? So with my music and just and what I say, because I got 4 sisters, bro. I'm the only boy. So this is really
I got 3 sisters.
Okay, so so we heard, right? So I spent a lot of time, and I spend a lot of time around women again, and then not in any emotional, sexual way, and that is healthy for a man. Women, they may not say this out loud and articulate this, but you have to be sure all the things that a woman wants, you have to be for yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so the reason why my shows look like that is not because, and I'm be real, you heard me, it's not because I'm 6'5", natural abs. You heard me, my bird just connect all her. I got all the money in the world, and I got a 9-inch penis. That ain't what it is. You heard me? It ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying, listen,
not somebody watching this and being like, okay,
okay, damn, he ain't, damn, I thought he, damn, no,
it's almost there.
But when a man can say, how many men can get on the platform and say, again, I said that in a joking way, but how many men can say, look, I've accepted everything I am and everything I'm not.
Yeah,
you know how attractive that is to a woman?
That's the difference.
Because when a man has not accepted that, we end up projecting on them. Women get BBLs because of us. Okay, then maybe that's too.
That's another conversation.
But think about it.
Yeah.
Some gonna disagree.
Yeah.
A lot of it. I mean, a lot of men do stuff with women too. So I'm not.
For sure.
But when I say BBL, I'm talking about the maybe not all. Maybe some just really want to look. Add to themselves. Right. But a lot feel the pressure from society to be something different, and that pressure comes from patriarchal pressure of society. But saying that you're not enough, but men say the woman not enough because we don't feel like we enough. You ain't looked in the mirror and accept your height and your dick size. So you're projecting on everybody else. Because when you accept that, you can have any woman you want. And I can so to answer your question.
Yeah.
You heard me. I'm not gonna seriously I can have any woman I want, but a lot of women and I'm saying this from experience from my music, my messages, my DMs, my shows, my meet and greets, the women that come to my side, these women that either are in relationships, married, have kids, have brother, have experience, but what they say to me is like, man, I put my husband on your music, I put my son onto your music. Dope. Man, I send your music to whatever. Not because I'm out here talking about my possessions and I'm out here bragging about this. It's the reflective nature and the acceptance that I have and the self-love as a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I would have grasped self-love a long time ago, then when I look back at my past relationships, bro, I ain't saying it wouldn't have ended how it ended or whatever, but I would have really understood the importance of loving me first. And so I encourage every man to love himself first. Don't let these women tell you that you being selfish. Don't let these women tell you that you're an asshole. Don't let these women tell you, and not all of them gonna say that. The women that come to my shows are the women that get it.
Yeah.
The women that don't get it are the women that, as you choose you as a man, they're gonna make you feel like you're doing something wrong. No, you choose you first. You choose God. You choose you, and then you choose them, and they're gonna choose you back. That's why my shows look like that. That's why my music sound like that. It's because I'm not pandering in my music. You listen to my music,
it don't sound like
I ain't getting on the song saying no. That's not pandering.
Yeah.
The first verse is about myself. I got a couple songs, if any. You can find one where the whole song is about a woman. I'm saying, oh, you bad, oh, you beautiful, oh, you this. No. I'm talking about me, and I think that women find it attractive that a man will talk about himself, that a man will get vulnerable, a man will get emotional with himself. A man will question himself because that makes them feel safe to be around said man.
That's why I wanted to land it here as an ending, because I think it's hilarious that as I started to see my audience grow, specifically on YouTube, and I saw more women, I was like, all right, I got to be more conscious of what I'm saying. I got to be a little bit more sensitive. And then they was like, fuck that. I was like,
they want that realness and that rawness,
want that
bro.
Authenticity.
They just want to see a man sure of himself. Like, be sure of you, and then we gonna be sure about you.
Yeah, that's a bar, ladies and gentlemen. AJ, I mean, that's how you do that. Thank you for your patience. Appreciate your patience. The guests that came along with him. Shout out to Chrissy B for the heads up and everything.
Peace, love.
Man, we wish you the ultimate. We wish you the best and everything that you got going. I'm gonna hold some of these questions for another time. We have
We
another
definitely
conversation.
gonna
But
spit it
man,
back,
continue blessings to you. Any final things you want to plug or let these people know about before we end this?
Oh man, listen, man, continue to grow, continue to evolve, man. Please, hear this. God is in your body, man. You know what I'm saying? God is right here. God is where you are. That's my message. More music soon come. New book soon come. God Body Weekend, Houston, Texas. I do a festival every year. Man, y'all pop out if you need a space to, you know what I'm saying, to be around people that think like you. You know what I mean? Truly.
There it is. All right, DIYers. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. I want to know all the damn gems you just received right now. Put it down below in the comments. Which was the one that resonated with you the most? Direct quotes and all that good stuff. One of you, I got a special gift for you for the one that has the best one. AJ McQueen, thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
DIY.
Tear in your eye.